Hey job seekers, Jennifer Tardy here, your career success coach, and welcome back to another brand new episode of the Career Success channel for UPs or underrepresented populations. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what is the best resume format, or in other words, what's the best way to organize your resume that's going to make sure that recruiters want to check it out. But don't forget, make sure to stay tuned all the way through to the very end because you don't want to miss the career success bonus tip for underrepresented populations. Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Now, what is the best way to organize your resume, or what is the best resume format? There's almost a psychology to organizing your resume that I'm going to make sure that I share with you throughout this video today. Now, keep in mind, recruiters only spend 6 to 7 seconds reviewing your resume. So you want to make sure that it is in a logical format that recruiters are accustomed to seeing. Forget all of that nonsense about resume templates and having these beautiful, flashy resumes. There's really just one way to organize your resume. Now, keep in mind, this is about organizing your resume. In next week's video, I'm going to talk about the categories that you need to have in that resume. So this one is about organizing it. If a recruiter has 6 to 7 seconds, you're going to make sure that this resume looks good. Next week is about the categories. Now, if you're watching this video, odds are you're trying to get your resume right for something. I hope that it's for a job, whether it's a promotion or a new job opportunity. If you are looking to work with me to get your resume right, then take our Recruiter Magnet resume course. It is a quick course. It's going to tell you everything that you need to know to get your resume right. Go to jennifertardy.com/resume. It's that simple. Okay. Let's get into it. Tip number 1. Ideally, organize your resume into one page. Now, if I've already said to you that recruiters are only spending 6 to 7 seconds looking at your resume, and if you have a 2 to 3 to 4 page resume, then they're not going to look at all of the information. Odds are the most urgent, critical pieces of information that you need to share with the recruiter, you can put in one page. Most people that have 2 pages in their resume are typically people who have publications. Maybe they worked on a PhD and they worked on some research papers that they've published, and they tend to put that research on the second page of their resume. But you really should be able to fit your whole resume in one page, maybe 2 pages at the most, but there's really no need of even having 3 pages if a recruiter's only spending 6 seconds on it anyway. A quick question for you. How many pages do you have in your resume? And if it's more than 1 page, what's making it so long? Like really, what information are you putting in it that's pushed it over to the second, that's pushed it over to the 3rd page? Tell me below. Tell me in the comment section, what's making your resume so long? I mean, let's just be honest, okay? Tip number 2, make sure that the best stuff about you is in the top half of your resume, okay? So the most important critical factors that you really want a person to know should be in the top half of your resume. The bottom half of your resume is only dedicated to your experience. By the time that recruiter moves to the second part of your resume, the experience should be nothing more than a reiteration of what you've already said at the top half of your resume. So think about it this way. Do you remember back in school when you were doing math and the teacher said, okay, I want to see your answers, but then I also want you to show me your work? Think about your resume in that same manner. If a recruiter is only looking at your resume for 6 seconds, you want to tell them every single thing. Tell them the answer up front. Tell them why you were qualified for that job in all of the sections of your resume on the top half of your 1-pager. And then in the second half, you want to show your work. You want to show how you got to all of those skills in the top half of your resume. That is a great way of thinking of organizing your resume. Now, here's back to the psychology again. Now you're re-emphasizing just why you're qualified for it. So give the answer, show the work. Give the answer, show the work. Tip number 3. When you get to the bottom half of your resume, where you're talking specifically about your experience, make sure that your resume, that experience section is organized in a chronological manner. And when I say that it's organized in a chronological manner, I'm saying make sure that your most recent experience is at the top part of your experience section, and then going all the way back to your furthest or your previous history overall. And so if you do that, also make sure that your resume, in the experience section, that you are showing that you're progressing in your experience, that you're progressing in the knowledge that you're gaining, that you're progressing in your contributions overall. Your narrative, when an employer is reading your experience section of your resume, they should easily be able to see, okay, that they've learned more, they're growing more. For each job, they've actually done better. That is a great way of organizing your resume. Now, as promised, let's get into the career success bonus tip for underrepresented populations. Now, in this, I want to talk about using your experience to really show that you're qualified. I want to make sure that you hear me say this, because when I'm talking to my clients, usually I find myself saying this more to women, to people of color, to make sure that you are, without a shadow of a doubt, showing how you are a leader and how you've made things better and how you've moved things forward. Show your leadership skills in the experience section. Show your accomplishments in that experience section. I say to people all the time, show me your resume and I can show you exactly who you think you are. If you think of your role and your contribution as highly administrative, I guarantee that when I look at your resume, I'm going to see a highly administrative resume. Even if you're the one that owns an entire program that's enterprise-wide within your organization, if you think that you are, it's going to show in your resume. And so I want you to reframe your thinking as you begin to look at your experience. Get out of the weeds for a second and stop looking at what you do day to day. Yes, you may be filing documents as a part of your day-to-day work, but if you're filing documents as a part of a bigger program that you own, that you manage, that you have oversight on within the organization, when you talk about your experience, talk about that and organize it in a way that people can see just how your experience and your oversight and your span of control has grown and how it's broadened along the way. Okay, get it? Show me your resume and I can show you exactly who you think you are. Now, do you get why I talk about the importance of organizing your resume? I was especially intentional about doing this video first before I talk about what categories actually belong in your resume, because there is truly a psychology to this. If you pay attention to what I'm saying and if you organize your resume with the tips that I just shared with you, you're going to get a recruiter's attention because they're used to seeing competitive resumes in a certain way. Now, as I mentioned before, next week's video is all about what are the best categories to use in your resume. So make sure that you stay tuned and that you check out that video. Also, I have a free gift for you. So if you are thinking about getting your resume right, I want you to consider downloading one of our free guides that talks about the 10 resume tweaks that you can make that will really get a recruiter second to look at you again. And so check out that. If you want that guide, it's as easy as go to the details section, click on it. If you like this video, if you like any of the other videos, please click like and click subscribe so that you can be notified whenever we have new videos that comes out on the Career Success channel. As always, I'm Jennifer Tardy. I am your career success coach. I will see you in the next video. Take care.